cover here now. I want to get it to a spot where you guys are able to see it. I'm going to set this block right underneath the starter there. We did not drain this oil, so we will have a mess at some point. 8mm bolts all the way around this stator. We have a gear position sensor down here. Take that out, get these wires out of the way. Just a couple turns, that one will come out, and then our starter bolt, our starter's over here, and those wires run around the stator as well. So we'll go ahead and pull all these. I showed you what these two caps are on a separate video, finding top dead center. And now this cover's ready to come off. Also has a gasket that you want to replace every time. There's your stator assembly there. Here's your an idler gear. That shaft a lot of times will stay in there. But you want to make sure this gasket's good, or at least replace. You got your pulser there and your stator. That's your charging system on this motorcycle. Next we got your flywheel. Take our 17mm. I like to hold this here. Keep it from spinning. And these pullers I do have for sale if somebody wants one. I don't like that. What I do then is take this, run this nut back on there. Alright, and these you want to put on as far down as you can get them. Generally 1/2 inch is adequate. And then again, make sure that they are on there snug. You don't have to tighten them up because there's really nothing for them to tighten against. And it's as simple as that. It just snaps off of there. It doesn't look very tight, but you won't be able to pull it off with your hands for sure. And then we're able just to pull that flywheel off. This one has the electric start, so it'll have a gear in behind it, and that is a one-way gear. We've got a cotter pin here, or a Woodruff key here, holding this into place, but this will set on there, and then that'll only spin one way. And then that is the last time we'll need that flywheel puller. Even putting it back together, we won't need any special tools to put it back together. We've got our cam chain here that we can pull out now. And then our other guide sits on here with a Allen bolts. Our idler, I pulled that out, you guys probably saw that, but was sitting down in there, and I didn't want that flywheel to spin or cause any problems with that idler gear, so I just went ahead and pulled it out. But all it is 2 pieces there, a gear and a shaft, and there's actually 2 gears on there. Once you get them loose, I like to use an impact, but I really don't like to use an impact until these are loose, because they have a tendency, especially on these smaller ones, to just round off these Allens. So other cam chain guide was out. That was the guide that the tensioner actually pushes against. We've got our starter now. We've got a bolt here and here that's going to remove that starter. And I won't remove it yet, but I'll pull these bolts because our block is actually sitting where that motor is. So then we've got, like I said, our starter wire here, the hot wire. So we've got a guard here. Obviously clean that up really good when we go back together, but 8mm bolts all the way around here. If I was going back together with this motor immediately, I'd keep those bolts in the same order I pulled them apart, just save time. But it's going to be a little while before we put this motor, after we see what parts we need for this transmission, I will put this motor back together. Sensor's out, clean that up really good. And we will now at this time take and flip this motor over.